This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings, 8 to 9:30, or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app at tombarnardshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Don't tell me how to do it. That's all I have to say, ladies and gentlemen. Hell of a weekend. Is anybody still alive in America? I watched the news, and it seemed that there are people just shooting the piss out of each other in every city in America.
I don't have any bullet holes. I just checked, but
you're good.
I'm good. Kevin, are you good?
Yeah, I managed to dodge the war zone that is the U.S. nowadays.
It's all true. All right, I'm going to get this out of the way because somebody posted it on my Facebook page. Anyway, so I'm going to get this out of the way. Mm-hmm. Where we live, everybody has a dog. And I mean everybody within about a mile radius has a dog. And they're all there's one dog that's kind of a prick, but other than that, it's pretty good. Well, that's true. It's one of those big old St. Bernards. What a shock that a St. Bernard would be a prick, huh? But anyway, so I'm walking along, and this couple has a very, very cute little dog. I don't know what dog is what. You know, my wife knows all the breeds and all that bullshit. I don't know that stuff, but I have a very, very sweet dog and all the rest of it. And as I'm walking down, because I went for my walk, and they're coming west and I'm going east, and as I'm walking along, I hear them both say, "Oh, look," to their dog, "it's your uncle." So I go up there and I start talking to them because they're very, very sweet people, very nice. The dog's I said, "Do me one favor, though." I said, "Yeah, what's that?" And I said, "Don't call me Uncle Tom, okay? Could that be okay with you to not call me Uncle Tom? How about that?" The guy, I don't know that at first they knew what I was talking about. I suppose that term is not used much anymore, is it? Or anybody? Because when I was a kid, you heard people call each other Uncle Tom all the time.
Yeah, no, it's not a term you hear. I think the last time I heard it said was there was an ESPN radio host that said it to somebody, and he was fired about 2 minutes after the show.
He called somebody on national TV an Uncle Tom?
Yeah, it was one of his, I think it was Rob Parker. He said it to he said, I think, like, about like LeBron James or somebody, whatever, some athlete. And
he called LeBron James an Uncle Tom?
Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on
Oh, God.
Some athlete that had enough stature where they were like, you know what? We shouldn't be doing this. Goodbye.
I would be honest with you, just going back, and we'll move on from there. But I got to be honest with you, LeBron James would be the last guy I'd ever call Uncle Tom. I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah. LeBron James has done a lot for his community and giving back. And
that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about I don't want to beat the shit out of me.
No, that's it. Yeah.
That's a big fella right there, man. But yeah, everything seems to be going along. I just the one thing I will say. And as a matter of fact, on the family podcast, today's guest is Pat Miles, and tomorrow's going to be Diana Pierce, and Cindy Bricato's going to be on, and we're going to take a looking back now, which I kind of like to do, how women changed delivering television news, because they did change it forever, and Pat Miles is one of the first ones to do it. Diana Pierce, Cindy Bricato, Kathy Wurzer over at PBS, and it's going to be kind of an interesting conversation because Pat just came out with a book. Unfortunately, her husband died, and she wrote a book about, what it's like to lose your spouse and all that. You guys know Pat Miles at all?
Nope.
No.
You don't know who it is?
I've heard her name before. I've never. Yeah. I think she was a little before my time of actually tuning into the news and stuff like that.
But again, it'd be good for your generation to look back at who broke the glass shield, right? Yeah. She was the very first woman that stepped up and gave her take on the news, and look, I mean, you had people. Cindy Bricato was on Channel 5. You had Pat Miles at the time was on Channel 4. You had Diana Pierce on Channel 11. You don't know. Looking back, I'm trying to think of who was the big woman on Channel 9 back then. I don't even know.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. But I think it's very, very important to look how local news has changed because of women. I think that's the one thing about my generation is I got to witness a lot of things going from point A to point B. Mm-hmm. Which is really, really cool looking back on how this all happened and how it's basically changed America. And now what I'm going to do is next I'm going to pay a lot of attention to the fact that when you tune into the national news, you hear that everybody's a horrible piece of shit and we should all just go away and everybody sucks and my guy's great and your guy's horrendous. He's a murdering pig. And it's like, how do you do that for a living? Sit there and lie out your ass, and you're lying, and I know you're lying, and they all do it. Well, they both. I don't watch them all. Fox and CNN both lie their ass off about everything. So, but why would I could not do that? Well, I suppose if you paid me $10 million a year, I could lie for a little bit. But
Just a little.
like, oh no, I really liked that movie. It was really terrific. Just lie like a son bitch, But yeah, I just they take text. Well, you get the text, and I don't care if it's Biden or it's Trump. Whoever's against him will say he said something that he never said because they delete part of it or they add part of it. Biden and Trump never said these things. They said something like that, but that's not what they meant at all. And I don't understand how you get away with doing that. Doesn't the FCC still control television, or do they not?
Yeah, I mean, last I checked, they do, and you get a lot of people that will go, one of them makes a statement, and then somebody will go, so basically what you're saying is, and then they'll expand on that.
Yes.
That's not what I said at all.
Yeah.
Actually.
All right, well, Uncle Tom has to take a break now. Maybe I'll call myself Uncle Tom. Hey, Uncle Tom, how you doing?
Yeah, what is that called? Like reclaiming the word?
Yeah, reclaiming. That's exactly. We're going to reclaim the words Uncle and Tom. That'd be wonderful, I think. What if it's a complete disaster and it doesn't work out at all?
That's probably more likely to
happen. Yes.
We're going to handle it either way.
I can understand. Yeah, exactly. We're going to handle it either way. It doesn't really matter. A lot of great stuff to get to today, as a matter of fact. We do have to take a break right now because one of the great things we have to get to is Phil Mackey. I mean, what could be better? You know
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I could think of a few, but for right now, nothing.
All right. Well, that's acceptable. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Have you enjoyed Minnesota's non-winter this year? You want to enjoy the warmth wherever you want? Two Minnesotans could help you live that dream. Matt Carlson from Realty One Group Destination Key West grew up in Litchfield, Minnesota, started out helping his friends find homes locally and in Florida, and now it can help you. If you've considered living in the warmth of Florida, now is the time to reach out to your new friend in Realty, Matt Carlson. It's a buyer's market now, and your Minnesotan friend, Matt, can help you with a new home here or, of course, in the Florida Keys. And if you need some guidance with financing, Kristyn Eklund from Coast to Coast Mortgage can help. Kristyn is Matt's preferred lender, can finance anywhere in Florida, and like Matt is one of us, as he hails from the Sartell-Alexandria area. So if you're looking at a new home in Minnesota, or maybe that second home or retirement place in Florida, trust your local new friends, your new local friends too, and contact Matt and Kristyn. Visit onekeywest.com, that is onekeywest.com, or call Matt 612-791-2345, 612-791-2345, and work with local professionals that you can trust.
Is that text you're sending so important that you missed your turn? Is that text you're sending so important that you ran the red light? Is that text you're sending so important you didn't see the ball coming onto the road or the child that followed? Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. When you take your eyes off the road for even 4 seconds, your vehicle travels 100 yards. That's the entire length of a football field. If you absolutely have to text, you need to pull off the road somewhere safe and do it from there. Texting and driving is against the law and can cause serious injury or even death to you and others. Now that is important. We hope you're never injured in a collision, but if you are, please contact us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Going farther with Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw & Bryant.
In addition to having the best selection in town, K&L Surplus and Ammo also can help you sell your firearms safely and worry-free, which is great. If you've inherited a collection of firearms from, let's say, a loved one, you don't know what to do with them, or if you have guns you're no longer using, it's another thing. You can call Jim at K&L Surplus and Ammo. Jim can help you sell those firearms safely through consignment and auction. I know Jim's a great guy, actually. He's extremely knowledgeable, too. Will help you get the top dollar, which is always a good thing. He will help you explore all the options and take the work and stress off of your shoulders. K&L Surplus and Ammo is on Lake Drive in Lina Lakes and open Tuesday through Saturday. You can also visit them online at www.klgunstore.com.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
You are indeed. And, of course, ladies and gentlemen, Phil Mackey joins us now from SKOR North. Ixnay on the ins tway is all I have to say.
Wow. You won't even wait till the regular season to judge this team.
God,
they're running. I mean, they're running out pitchers in these games that aren't going to be on the 26-man roster here.
That's true.
So
yep, Okay.
Alex Kirilloff is knocking the cover off the ball. Brooks Lee, one of the top prospects in baseball, is one of their best hitters in the spring training. I think there's a lot under the hood here that hasn't translated to wins yet. Optimistic Phil is here for you on this Monday.
Optimistic Phil, ladies and gentlemen. And here he is, Optimistic Phil. I can hear the cheering in cars everywhere.
Honking, celebrating.
Honking the horn. I should probably mention that again, by the way, because a lot of people go, well, Tom, I only listen to in my car now, so I can't. I said, you have Bluetooth in your car, you can get the show.
Oh, yeah. We've been in that world for 5 years now. Because we're a podcast company at SKOR North. And so, there's so many great ways. The Apple, the Spotify app. You can even just go to TomBernardShow.com on your phone and click play that way, too, in your car. Now, wait till you're at like a stopped point in your driving. I wouldn't be, scrolling through at 70 miles an hour trying to find the Tom Bernard Show on your phone, but be safe out there.
I guarantee you every television news in town, Barnard kills another one. Yeah. I can just see it happen.
There he is. We're trying to find that Tuesday episode with Judd. Oh, gosh.
It's really kind of funny. I'll get through this quickly, but we're just talking about the fact that we're going to have a lot of women like Pat Miles going to be on the Family Show today, talking about how women did change local news. There's no question that they did. But it's true. I think when I look at anchors, of course, there's Jeff Passold, who is a news anchor. Don Shelby's one of my best friends. But you get much lower than that, and most, Egert, of course, he's a wonderful guy, but there are a lot of good
legend. Yeah.
But honest to God, a lot of men, for some reason, female news anchors. I love Pat Miles. She's one of my best friends. Great person. Mm-hmm. But when you come to the guys, you get much deeper than three people. It's like, well, that son of a bitch. It's like, why do guys have such wiener problems with someone who succeeds?
Oh, yeah. Massive ego problems.
It's true. It's like, calm down.
I feel like, don't you feel like, too, we're kind of, just because of how fragmented media has become in the last 10 or 15 years, I feel like we're kind of past the golden age of, like, Randy Shaver announced his retirement, a week ago. He's going to retire this summer. And, like, there's not as many household name recognizable local TV anchors like when you go back to like the 80s, 90s, 60s, 70s, right? Yep. You don't, where like Don Shelby couldn't walk anywhere without getting recognized, I'm sure.
No question about it.
And there's a lot of anchors that would be very anonymous walking around the Twin Cities and other cities today.
No, I'm sure that is true. Other than Chris Egert, of course, because he stands out in the crowd, You know what I'm saying? It's just how the whole world is. It's so funny. And I won't even say who it is, but I signed a deal with Hubbard. That night, I watched Channel 5 News, and one of the male anchors said, they were telling a story about me, and I don't even remember what it was about. At the very end, he did this, and I'm not kidding you. He leaned in like this. He goes, and some say he's a racist.
What?
Well, thank you so much, you piece of shit.
Some say.
Some say. Like who, your cousin?
That was always my favorite trick. I used to be a beat writer covering the Twins for 1500 ESPN like 12 years ago. And so I'd be in the clubhouse. You'd be talking to players who might have just screwed up a game or something. And my favorite thing to do was, in the safety of the press box, I would rip, hey, if this player made an error or something, I was like, what a terrible play. What a clown. That might have cost the Twins the division, right? But then when you get down there and you're in front of the player, the trick is, now, so-and-so player, some people would say that play might have cost your team the division. Some people would say that. Certainly not me.
See, I love that, though. I do. Honest to God, I do. It's just magnificent. And let me just run. Phil, you don't know me as long, and neither does AJ, but I've known Tevin for a long time. But you guys know me well enough now. You've been working together for about a year, a little over a year. If I were either one of those things, a racist or a homophobe, you'd know it, because I'm not the kind of guy that's going to hold back. So if I really did believe that, you'd hear all about it.
What do you have to say about the people that think you're a racist? Or I would never believe that. But what do you have to say to the people that believe?
How about kiss my sister's black cat's ass? How about that? Is that a good statement?
That works.
No, it's just people are like that. Minnesotans are particularly like that. They love to throw those words racist and homophobe out there. They just love to do that because it packs such a wallop. And all you're doing, by the way, is kind of covering for the real racists and homophobes by thinking that everybody else is too. It's like,
I feel like
shut
people
up.
should have labels above their head. You know, we're getting deep enough into AI technology.
That's
you should
true,
be able
yeah.
at some point to walk outside and sort of see like right above someone's head. Oh yes, that is a homophobe right there.
Well, and again, I'll close with the fact. Yeah, I know I always hold back on my true feelings by never bringing them forward. What a crock of shit that all is. And people just do it because, I'm sorry, you suck at your job. It's not my fault. You can't get anything going. That's on you. It's not. So you don't have to drag everybody else down to your level. You suck. Get out of the business.
Yeah.
They still have
Amen.
milkmen going from door to door.
I haven't seen one since the 50s personally. But
Were you around in the 50s?
no. I was still about a generation away from existing. Yeah.
But no, seriously, if I were truly anything, if I'm anything, you know what it is, because I really don't hold back at all.
Hold on. You bring up the milkman thing for a second.
Yes, sir.
We should make a list of like jobs that existed 50, 75 years ago that would be wildly inappropriate or out of context in today. Can you imagine knocking on someone's door, a stranger's door today, and offering them 2% milk from your
2%
crate,
milk, baby.
From your car?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's no question about it.
We're just leaving it on their doorstep for them
Yeah.
to get when they get home from
Yep.
work. Like that.
Left you some milk.
That's what that's how it used to work. There's no question about that. I got a job, and I'll be honest, I never wanted to get into radio or voiceover or any of that stuff. I tried my profession, just nothing ever happened. I just sat there by myself with hammer in hand. I wanted to be a cobbler, and it just never worked out, and I'm very upset. You guys even know what a cobbler is?
But the guy that makes the wooden shoes?
Well, not just wooden shoes, but any shoes. If you make shoes, you were a cobbler. Yep.
So you're a shoemaker basically. That's what a cobbler is. You make shoes.
Cobblers became shoemakers. That's exactly right.
So that was if you could go back and kind of rewind your life, being a cobbler would be your first choice going back.
Because most of the cobblers I knew when I was a kid were Italian, and there were other things going on behind the scenes that I kind of like that stuff.
Oh, okay. So the cobbling, would it be called cobbling? If you're a cobbler, you are in the act of cobbling.
That's correct.
Then, so that was sort of a front for other things that may have been going on.
Maybe, I'm not saying for certain, but maybe it might be the deal. No, like I said, I grew up in a Catholic neighborhood, and it just. Serious. I will tell you again. It was a dangerous neighborhood. It was very, very tough. We were very, very poor, but I would not have wanted to grow up anywhere else. I loved growing up where I grew up because of the Italians, the French, the Jews, the black people, Native Americans, Spanish people. We had it all, man. No.
Did a priest ever like take a ruler to the side of your head in a class, like because that back in the day you went to Catholic school, right?
I did for 8 years, Well, let me put it this way. By the time I was in about 6th grade, I was 6'1" and weighed about 215 pounds. So, no, they did not.
Father raises up the right hand. Tom takes one step forward. 12-year-old Tom.
You just gave me an unbelievable. In 8th grade. No, I'm sorry. It was 7th grade. A priest came in to make a speech about, I don't know, what's coming up on Easter or something and all the rest of it. And as he's walking around, this guy was a prick anyway, the Catholic priest, but he was a prick. There's no question about it. And he's going up and down the aisles, up and down the aisles. All of a sudden, we hear this wham. And I actually saw it. Most people didn't. A kid was sitting and he had his left leg out from under the desk in the aisle. And the priest kicked him right in the ankle. Well, he had a broken foot.
Oh.
Nice job there, Father asshole.
Yeah.
That's him.
It's pretty much me on every flight in an aisle seat, by the way.
Yes, exactly.
The drink cart, just bam, broken kneecap every time.
Wow. But how would you feel kicking a kid? This is a 7th grade kid you just kicked in the ankle, and the kid's got a broken ankle.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You might want to go to confession after the day is over if you're that father, unfortunately.
I have a question for you. Is that even still a thing? Is confession a thing?
Boy, I think it is.
Or is it still?
It's been a long time since I grew up Irish Catholic, just like you.
There you go.
It's probably been a good 2.5 decades since I've. I don't feel like there's too much stockpiled now. Like I'd have to break up the confession into about 5 different parts, and it's just kind of.
Well, I'm kind of glad you brought that up because Catherine goes to church, and when she goes to church, I'll go with her. But it has to be a Catholic church. Sorry, I'm Catholic, and I don't want to go to your other fake religion deals. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to piss everybody out this morning. But no, we went to a church yesterday. Again, I mentioned this to AJ and Tevin, that if they put that church on the market, it'd sell for over $1 billion.
Wow.
It's on Palm Beach Island, first of all, which makes it worth at least $10 million. This thing is so ornate, huge cathedral. I mean, huge, right? So we're sitting there and having a great time and all the rest of it. And there's a young family, mom and dad and all the kids. They're sitting behind us. It was very, very pleasant and all the rest of it. So the service is over. I turn around and I look at the father and the mother, and I go, congratulations, you have a beautiful family. So we talked a little bit about this, that, and the other thing. And the guy says to me, where are you from? I said, well, originally I'm from Minnesota. He goes, what? I said, yeah, I'm from Minnesota. He goes, are you Tom Barnard? I said, yeah. This guy named Ben Westerhouse was his name. He grew up in Eden Prairie, doing very well down there. But how weird is that the piece of
So he recognized your pipes, right? He recognized your...
I guess that's probably what it was, because I didn't used to appear in public too much, you know. But what are the odds that, first of all, that I'd go to church? It's been like twice in the last 30 years, but... if my wife wants to go, I got no problem. I support my wife. You want to go? I'll go with you. No question. I'm not kneeling down, though. I will not kneel down for anyone.
Oh, really? So you're not even going to put the padded little knee bench down?
Not happening.
I kind of enjoy that time because sometimes the wooden pews, if you're sitting there for like a half hour, your butt can go numb, if we're all being honest.
That's very true.
Maybe I'm just saying, the church, we could maybe spend some money on, better padded seats if we're going to be in there.
This place was very, very high end. I will tell you that it was very well padded, but just something in my brain. I'm not getting on my knees for anyone, including God.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Not happening.
I mean, you're running. I mean, that's a little risky, Tom. If you,
yes,
if that's like you get to the gates at the end of all of this, and you tried your best in all the other areas, but you couldn't just kneel once in a while.
What if I walk up and God goes, Barnard?
Yeah. Take that elevator and go all the way to the bottom floor, sir.
All the way to the basement, baby. Let's go. But I was just thinking, what the hell are the odds, first of all, that we ended up going to a church we had never been in before? Apparently, you see Rudy Giuliani and Sylvester Stallone in there all the time. It's a Catholic church, so you see them in there all the time, I guess. And then the people right behind me is a guy from Eden Prairie.
Yeah. I mean, it's a small world, man.
I had no question about it, but just Ben, just a really nice man. His whole family, just really sweet people.
Yeah, it's a small world. This totally different setting. I went to a Twins-Reds game in Cincinnati at the Great American Ballpark last summer, and it's kind of the power of podcasting today. I'm walking through the concourse. It's a bunch of Reds fans, and someone stops and says, "Are you Phil Mackey from the SKOR North Twins show?" I'm like, wow. We got fans in the Great American Ballpark. It's great.
That's not bad at all.
This.
No, it's true. But syndication, of course, back in the day, but now podcasting has changed everything about that. There's no question about it. Well, times are changing. People are moving forward, right?
Yeah. Except for the Twins, who only have one spring training win in their last 11 days. But they will move forward when the regular season starts, I can assure you.
It was a big win.
I'm hyperventilating while you talk. Just keep talking. I'll keep hyperventilating. The problem is I am way too big a Twins fan. I take everything very personally. These are my Twins. You need to win.
Yeah, I think depending on which sports book you look at this morning, the odds makers still have the Twins as heavy favorites to win the American League Central.
Good.
So
glad to hear it.
So we got that going for us.
I am very, very glad to hear that. Okay, so basically, I know you got to go here, but anything negative you'd like to say? Just it's been that kind of.
I would say it was a good weekend. 2-day St. Patrick's Day celebration around the Twin Cities, except for all the Nebraska and Wisconsin basketball fans that infiltrated for the Big Ten tournament. The Vikings had a fun, active week. About 2 seconds after we got done talking on Friday, they traded for another first-round pick. So the Vikings are putting together pieces to maybe move up and grab one of the top quarterbacks. So it's a fun month in sports here. And pretty soon we'll have actual real-life baseball, not spring training baseball.
Wonderful. So 3 of you vote. Is there somebody out there, if the Vikings, Yeah, and they did pick up the number one draft choice, one of the first round draft choices. Who would you guys, we'll start with you, Phil, who would you like to see them take?
So Caleb Williams is off the board. He's going to go number one to the Bears.
Right,
So it's kind of between like all the other quarterbacks. I wouldn't mind any of them. So I'm not going to be mad about any of them. But I think it's been a little too quiet on the Drake May front. I feel like teams are trying to, hey, we love J.J. McCarthy over here. Meanwhile, the thing that they really want is Drake May. So I'm going to say Drake May.
Drake May. Tevin, who you got?
Oh, just Drake May. If we draft Drake May, I will go dance in the street.
Marvelous. AJ, your take.
I think they can get as high as 3, because now I was telling Tevin about like the Patriots signing KJ Osborne, and so maybe they did that to get the compensatory pick for the Vikings. Say, hey, we just signed KJ. You're gonna have that extra pick. Throw it in. Yeah. Move up to 3. So yeah, I think Drake May, if they can get there, but I think the absolute floor is JJ McCarthy. I don't want anybody below that. I don't want Bo Nix. I don't want Michael Penix.
Oh, Penix is gonna be great.
I think he will too, but I think that's just too high to take.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
so Penix, the problem with Penix, and I wouldn't mind Penix later.
Yeah.
He's been in college. He's like Van Wilder. He's been in college for about 7 years. He's had, I think, 3 different season-ending injuries. So we don't know if his knees are going to hold up. He throws left-handed too, which is a little bit different. There's not that many left-handed quarterbacks. But yeah, if it worked out, I wouldn't fight you on Michael Penix. We'll see.
By the way, to go here, I'll close this with you guys because I just got a text message from a listener. Said, what about Liz Collin? Yes, we're definitely going to have Liz Collin on how women changed the news, because Liz and her husband are old friends of mine. She's you know Liz at all?
I don't know Liz. I interpreted the first 5 seconds of what you were saying for like Liz Collin for Vikings quarterback, and I was trying to figure
Liz
out
Collin.
How that would potentially work in this Kevin O'Connell offense. But yeah.
Okay, Kroll, don't get pissed off at me, but she would be the prettiest quarterback we've ever had. I'll tell you that. There's no doubt about that.
I mean, you haven't seen J.J. McCarthy yet, though.
Well,
Tom. I don't know.
True, but you guys ever met Liz Collin?
I've never met Liz Collin. No.
She cuts a fine figure. Let me put it that way.
My favorite thing is she's been fighting with Jason DeRusha on Twitter these last couple weeks.
He's another pain in the ass. Shut up. How about that action? Take that home with you.
I'm going to start throwing out people from the local media every time now, just to see if we can trigger Tom.
That now, I don't even know him, but he's never been a fan of mine, so he can kiss, again, my sister's black cat's ass. I don't, like, anyone cares. You know what I mean? Right?
Who else can I throw out here to trigger Tom?
he's trying to stir the pot.
See here. I'll save one for Friday. Maybe.
Okay, we'll get one for Friday. Thank you, sir.
All right, guys. See ya.
I just love the fact that Phil enjoys torturing me so much during the news report. Right?
Yeah, he's terrific, isn't he?
He is great. Both those guys don't tell him I said this, though. But I love working with both those guys. They're very, very nice people. No question about it. Oh, no support for any of them from you two. Okay, well, we better move on.
Yeah, I'm still. Jury's still out. Jury's still out.
Okay, we'll get back to it. We'll take a break. Be right back in a couple of minutes. The lovely and talented Chris Egert will join us right after this. March means it's springtime, and that means spring cleaning. And your carpets and air ducts are the first item on my list. Your carpet and ducts are your biggest air filters in your home, and you could be breathing in nasty dust, dander, and bacteria. Zero-Res Platinum-rated cleaning systems and environmentally friendly ZR water to the rescue with these limited-time offers. 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $129, a $40 savings, $75 off air duct cleaning, and 20% off all upholstery cleaning. Zero-Res has over 17,000 reviews with an average 4.9-star rating, so their gotta love it guarantee ensures your spring cleaning will leave your home looking and smelling how it should smell. Call 952-ZEROREZ or visit ZeroResMinnesota.com to schedule your spring cleaning offer today, and be sure to ask for the Tom Barnard special. Zero-Res, spell it forward or backward, it spells the same. Schedule your appointment today and beat the spring cleaning rush.
Recently, Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC was contacted by a company that does on-site sales. Jim was confused.
Wait, they don't know anything about us, our staff, our reputation, most importantly, our customers.
Hey, pal, no problem. We do them all over the country. You know, get the manager off the roof sale, inflatable gorilla sale, and our favorite, the 13-hour sale with a giant clock that goes to 13. Urgency, baby. We bring our crew because, well, your people are, let's just say, a little laid back.
And the pricing?
Nothing special, sport.
But Jim thought we price competitively every day. Our prices are special. We definitely don't need these guys. But sale does convey some urgency, so we made a bold decision for his fine dealerships.
Announcing the Valley Buick GMC 365-day sale. And we can even extend it a couple years or so.
I got the air dancer guy, scratch-offs, plastic keys, bubble machine.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley or Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Hurry.
We're rocking out, man. Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. To say thank you, they're having an overstock clearance and new product sale right now for the best prices ever when you use promo code TOM. And you get free shipping on your entire order. Get 50% off the MyPillow 2.0. Also get 50% off the brand new flannel sheets that just arrived. So they won't last long, you know that. 6-pack towel sets for only $29.98. Take advantage of the free shipping on larger items such as mattresses and mattress toppers. 100% made in the USA. On sale for as low as $99.99. Everything is on sale from the brand new kitchen towels that have the same technology as the bath towels that actually absorb. Dog beds, blankets, couch pillows, and so much more. To get the best specials ever, go to MyPillow.com or call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM, and you get free shipping on your entire order. So call 800-516-5146. Go to MyPillow.com and use promo code TOM.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Channel 5's Chris Egert is brought to you by Mr. Remember that when they used to do the TV intros like that? No.
I know. I missed those days. Now we have a person whose voice does not have the timbre that yours does.
Hey, Channel 5's Chris Egert brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold.
I would like that. That would, but it's in that
not even
line.
that.
No,
it
probably
is?
not.
Without the New York accent.
Yeah, the New York thing was throwing me off a little bit.
Anyway, Channel 5's Chris Egert is brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation, 952-925-5608. Chris Egert with us. What's happening, Pally?
It's going to snow.
Gonna snow.
It's good. We missed out on most of the winter, and it's looking like over the next week and beyond, we could be right. There'll be snow on the ground. I'll put it that way.
You know what's interesting about that? I was talking to someone yesterday about the fact that in Minnesota, you can go through the first 4 months of it, or 3 months of it, I guess is a better way to put it. That'd be November, December, January. Well, it would be 4 months, but you go back to November because it starts snowing. I was born November 7th, and it snows on my birthday a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But you look back, you get through November, December, January, February, half of March, then it starts snowing 4.5 months into the winter, which means it might warm up by the 4th of July.
Well, that's what's just so funny about it. It's been such a weird winter. And
yeah,
after all the people who rely on the snow for plow business and, all the winter sports and everything, it's kind of been a bust. So I'm sure everyone was sort of in their minds already transitioning to spring and trying to get the yards ready and blah, blah, blah. But here we go.
Now, how much is expected?
It's going to be several snows over a 3 or 4 day period that he's not putting a total on it yet. But I mean, it's going to be enough to, it's going to be what do they say? A shovelable snow from it may be many little many shovelable. That's a hard word to say. Shovelable snow.
Was 91 the Halloween 3-footer?
I believe so, yes.
That was 1991, yeah.
I believe so, yep.
We were taking the kids out trick-or-treating, and it snowed 3 feet over the 2-day period. It's like, oh, my God.
And then it got really warm after that. So, that was also kind of a fluky year. But, yeah, it's that's the big thing in the news today. And then, oddly enough, on the same day, the state of Minnesota put out some burning restrictions because everything is so dry. Like they're worried that brush fires and wildfires. But so that would be the good thing if we did get some snow because it's stupid dry out there right now. So.
Yeah, that does make sense. We got to be very, very careful going from season to season. I suppose that is the ticket.
And I suppose we want our streams and our lakes filled up with, nice fresh water and not.
Yeah.
So there's that.
I understand that. I have to ask you a question. This is as a news anchor of many. How many years you been a news reporter and anchor now?
25.
So 25 years, bro. You started when you were 1?
Might even be longer than that, actually. But let's say 25.
And I don't mean, I'm not taking anybody's side in this or any of the rest of it, and I'm not pissed off about it. I'm just kind of wondering, because you don't see it much on the local news. But I noticed yesterday, because we're getting closer and closer to the election, every tick of the clock's getting closer to the presidential election. So the news is getting more and more hurtful and harmful and hideous. Both presidents yesterday were misquoted to make them look bad by the opposition. So everything that Fox reported on for Biden was a lie, and everything that CNN reported on for Trump was a lie.
Well, I assume you're talking about the bloodbaths quote.
Yeah, that's not what he said.
Yeah, I did think that was a little, he said that, but then he said more after that, right? And I think what happens is, and it didn't give most of the headlines on that didn't give any context as to what he was talking about. He was talking about the auto industry.
Yes. Yep.
And he used that word, and then, the quote was only picked up just that word. And,
yes.
I didn't hear what Biden, I didn't hear that quote.
Well, the Biden thing was not really,
said.
It was really not what he said. Is when I tune into Fox, I wonder if he's going to be able to get up the stairs. It's like, come on, he's the president. Look, I'm not a Democrat nor a Republican, but if you're the president of the United States, I would be a little more respectful to you than these people are.
Well, it's funny you bring that up. I was in Washington, D.C. during Clinton's second inauguration.
Oh, sure.
And if you'll recall, when he was in the middle of it, he was always kind of in the middle of something. But
no doubt about it. You mean in the middle of someone's legs? Is that what
there was all kinds of stuff, that he was accused of and yada, yada, yada. But I thought it was really kind of cool when I was out there that the reverence that people still had for the office.
Yes.
And even when he was kind of embroiled in controversy, that pomp and circumstance for the inauguration was amazing. Mm-hmm. And it was something to behold. And it looked like the most powerful country in the world. Like, yep, we may have some crap going on, but you know what? This person is still the person in charge. Mm-hmm. Yada, yada, yada. And I've always thought that was, and think about, Clinton now, nobody ever really even talks about all the stuff that he had going on back in the day, right? Like,
side action?
Think about how much the conversation has evolved, and I say devolved probably, when it comes to how people talk about, people who are president.
He had the greatest quote in the history of the presidency when he said, and I quote, "It depends on what the definition of is." That's a hell of a quote right there.
And all that seems like nothing compared to today, right? Like that's what's, and I know people always, time when people always look back on different time frames in a little more nostalgic way, maybe than what was, what the reality was when it was happening. Cause
right.
Clinton was very polarizing. George W. or Jr. He was very polarizing at the time, but you look back at them now and they're like,
No, you're absolutely right. You are absolutely correct. Oh, you got to get cooking, man.
You
got a job to do.
Sorry, I was a little late. Tell AJ, I'm sorry. I didn't realize what was happening until I was a little late this morning.
You're a disaster.
I'm a freaking mess.
Well, it depends on how late is. Just use the words of Bill Clinton. All right, thanks, pal.
All right, have a good day, you guys.
Talk to you later. Bye. I still love the fact that ladies and gentlemen, our president, the man from Hope. because he was from Hope, Arkansas. Remember that?
Oh, okay.
The man from Hope. That's pretty smart, though, actually.
Yeah.
We'll take that. Oh, we've all got hope now because he's got hope. He's from Hope. I love that about politics. Just make it up as you go along. None of it means a damn thing, but make it up. But I just, that some of the stuff that's said now, it's like, are you kidding me with this? Can we just go? And they don't do it on local news, at least in Minneapolis, St. Paul. I don't really see much of any favoritism toward one or the other. Do you?
No. They
really
probably don't. KSTP probably doesn't get as many like kickbacks from as a CNN.
You think that's what it is?
I'd say it's pretty evenly both sides of the fence.
Yeah.
Seems like it. Yeah, which I kind of like. That's why maybe it sticks out so much on TV, on national TV to me, because I'm just not used to people do. I mean, look at the anchors we've had in Minnesota, the men and the women anchoring the news. I've said this before. Chicago and Minneapolis are the best news markets in the country. There's no question about that. We're very, very lucky, man. And I'm not sucking up to anybody. I'm just telling you the truth. It is what it is, man. Channel 5's Chris Egert is brought to you by Mr. Money Talk Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation, 952-925-5608. We will take a break. Do we have to have an Italian on after this? Can we find like a German or something?
We're going to go from talking about the man from Hope to the man from Newark.
The man from Newark, ladies and gentlemen. Is he actually from...
I know he's from New Jersey, right?
Oh, he's definitely from New Jersey.
Oh, he's shaking his head. I'm way off base here.
Not Newark. It's God. I know where he's from, and I can't remember. Damn it.
Rome?
We'll find out. Yeah, we'll find out where it was. Well, they threw him out. That's why he doesn't like to bring it out. Get the hell out of town. That's why he doesn't want to talk about it. We will be right back with Bob Sansevere. Let's pronounce it in the Italian way. Sansevere.
I like it.
We'll be right back. Minnesota business owners pay too much in taxes. You know that. You don't have to take my word for it either. The Tax Foundation has just released its state business tax climate index, and Minnesota is near the bottom with the 45th worst tax climate in the USA. That is amazing. When you expand or relocate your business to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, you'll be basking in the second best tax climate in the nation. That's just one reason why, no matter what size business you own, you can increase your profits in Sioux Falls. We've got the proof at SiouxFallsDevelopment.com. In Sioux Falls, our safe streets, award-winning schools, short commutes, vibrant growing downtown, and pro-business attitude are all attractive reasons to make your move. And we've got a motivated workforce that's ready to help your business grow. Escape the high taxes in Minnesota by planning your expansion or relocation to Sioux Falls. 2024 is the time to make your move to Sioux Falls. Check out SiouxFallsDevelopment.com.
Is that text you're sending so important that you missed your turn? Is that text you're sending so important that you ran the red light? Is that text you're sending so important you didn't see the ball coming onto the road or the child that followed? Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw and Bryant. When you take your eyes off the road for even 4 seconds, your vehicle travels 100 yards. That's the entire length of a football field. If you absolutely have to text, you need to pull off the road somewhere safe and do it from there. Texting and driving is against the law and can cause serious injury or even death to you and others. Now that is important. We hope you're never injured in a collision, but if you are, please contact us.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com.
Going farther with Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
You horn tootin', man. No question about it. Let's take a second to talk about my bank. That'd be North American Banking Company with Bilski. You've heard me talk about them for a long time now. When they opened in 1998, they made a promise to deliver a better banking experience for their customers, where you know your banker and they know you. Well, a lot has changed since 1998. This commitment to being a true community bank in the Twin Cities has not. So, if you're looking for a better banking experience, why not bank at my bankers, North American Banking Company? Go to nabankco.com to stop by any one of their 6, yes, I said 6 Twin Cities locations. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Bob Sansevere Sports is brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyers seeking justice for the injured. Contact Bradshaw and Bryant at MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com. That is MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com. Sandy, what is the latest?
Well, 2 things. I'm not from Newark. I'm
You're
from
not from
Forked
Newark.
River, New Jersey.
Forked River. Damn it!
Yeah.
How did I not remember that?
Not Forked. Forked.
Forked.
River.
Yeah, it's Forked River.
And I actually have, even though I don't promote it, a bit of German in my heritage.
You do?
Yeah. My father's mom was German, but everybody else was Italian. So 3/4 if you break it down like, and then you go to that. My brother or sister did that ancestry thing, and they're, they got a bunch of other little things in there that's
Good.
from
So
across the globe.
From now on, when you come on Mondays,
Yeah,
or both times you come on,
yeah,
I'm gonna do this one.
And now, time for the crazy kraut.
What do you think?
Jawohl.
Yeah, full baby. Oh, whatever. Oh, Tevin's all fired up about that one.
Tevin, I got a little bit of, because Sicily, that thing got a little bit of that influence from, from the continent of Africa too.
See, look at you. You're
So
one of us.
Paisan.
You're one of us. It's my brother.
Well, we're all African, so that's
Yeah.
not really a shock. I mean, North Africa is the birthplace of humans, right?
This is true.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. But I just, one of my favorite, what the hell is it? True Romance, where Christopher Walken's
Yes.
talking about where black people came from and then where white people came from. It was a brilliant speech.
Yeah, it
And
wasn't
you
Walken though that made the speech. It was who was
Oh,
it?
wasn't it?
No, it was. He was the one that the speech was made to.
Oh, that's
AJ
right.
could find that.
It was, he's dead now. Great guy. We used to
Yeah,
have
great,
him on.
great actor.
Damn it. How can I not remember his name? He was the father of the kid, the movies were True. Lived in a trailer. He was like a traffic cop or something, right?
Yes. Oh, I
What?
can't believe we can't come up.
I
We'll
can't.
come up
I
with
can
it.
see his face, Bob. This is terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure it out before the end.
All right. We will absolutely. AJ's on it. Tevin, you should know too.
True
No?
Romance.
You didn't watch True
Great
Romance?
movie.
No.
Great. Oh God, it's a
we
great
got
movie.
Christian Slater, Gary Oldman, Dennis Hopper, Brad.
There you
Dennis
go,
Hopper.
Dennis Hopper. That's
Dennis
who it
Hopper.
was.
Yep.
All right.
Great guy.
Oh.
You guys ever talk to him?
I never did. Well, I might have been on the show once when you had him as a guest.
God, he was phenomenal. I loved him. No question about it. All right, so Sandy, what is the latest in your world?
Well, in the world of Minnesota sports, the Gophers. Oh, they're going after the big NIT title, which, by the way, couldn't make the NCAA. St. John's of New York, Oklahoma, and Pittsburgh said, we're not going to that second-rate, third-rate, fourth-rate tournament. The Gophers, though, go team, let's go. They put on their Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, it was like this big banner, Gophers going to the NIT. It's not a big deal. It's, as a matter of fact, it's nothing. It's just a dopey little. It's like these bowl games the football team goes to. They're meaningless. It's not going to help you recruit. Oh, we went to the NIT. I remember I covered it when I think Clem took them to the NIT one year, and they won it, and they behaved like they'd won the NCAA tournament.
Yes, I know. I love those. Hey, great news for Minnesota Gopher football fans. They're going to the fabulous Couch Cushion Bowl. It's like, oh, come on.
Then at the end of the game, they hold up the big couch cushion.
Exactly. That's exactly what happens.
That's it's pathetic. I mean, and then the women's team didn't get to go anywhere.
No.
Because Lindsey Whalen can't have her. Let's bring this other one in whose name no one can pronounce.
Still don't understand that.
No, it was. They had what they have. We've back-to-back 40-plus and 50-plus losses.
Yep.
So, yeah, things didn't go well for them at all. And how about your Twins, Tom? They won yesterday, huh?
No, they didn't.
Didn't they come back? I thought they had a comeback. Or was that the other day when they came back against Tampa Bay?
I think you're
Saturday?
Well, at least I looked at the score last night, and they said they got their ass kicked by I can't even remember.
Well, then it was the other day, but they had some of the young guys. And they are tied, by the way. They're not alone in last place in spring training. They've got 7 wins, and a couple other teams have 7 wins as well. The regular season will be different. I want to see how many of these young guys they bring up, though. You know, if Brooks Lee winds up making the team, and there's other guys too. This Walter Jenkins is very good. He's hurt right now.
Well, Phil Mackey seems to think they will bring him up.
Well, I mean, if they find a place for him to play, which I think they can find a place, certainly he should be up because he's sensational. So
a hell of a player.
we'll see what that. And the Vikings, but they lost. Oh, they're not going to be signing KJ Osborne. He signed with the Patriots. And I know it broke on Friday, but everyone's trying to figure out which of the teams will the Vikings trade with to get the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it'll be the Patriots or it'll be the Chargers. Now, the Patriots, though, they need a quarterback, but they could be a little gun shy because they took Mac Jones with a really high pick a few years ago, and that didn't work out. And they need a lot of other things. And the Chargers, they may make the most sense, but you got to wonder, is Jim Harbaugh, does he hold a grudge? Because remember, he wanted the Vikings job, and they wouldn't give it to him.
Yeah.
So maybe he's going to say, screw you when they come calling. But you got to figure the Vikings don't make that trade with Houston to get that 23rd overall pick unless they already have a deal in place.
Yeah.
Because why would – I mean, you wouldn't if you don't think you can move up to give away that kind of capital.
I understand that. And that's why, you get that balance between Phil Mackey and Bob Sansevere. You get full coverage.
Yeah, you get just a little bit of that.
Sure.
So has Phil been on already, or is he on after me?
Thanks for listening to the show, Bob.
I do my own show too, Tom. Promoting the hell out of you guys.
Oh, is that? Oh, okay.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, Phil and Judd start the show off. Well, it's about 10 minutes in, I guess, or 8 minutes in, something like that.
Mm. Yeah, like we all got responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
So
Nice
they're
try.
good guys. I mean, I know Judd better than I know Phil, but they're both good guys.
Yeah, they are. They're very nice guys. Actually, I don't work with pricks, so sorry.
Well, occasionally you got a couple in there that, No, they're salt of the earth. Salt of the earth.
Well, Kristyn Burtt can be kind of.
Well, yeah. Well, and Tevin's a scrawny guy. I mean, have you ever met somebody from Wisconsin who wasn't a lot of fun?
All right. I don't tend to associate with the Wisconsin people, but,
Hey, I'm saying something nice about your heritage here, and you're dogging it. I mean, honestly,
Wisconsin's great.
I never met anyone from Wisconsin who was a dick.
The Making the Murderer guy, he didn't seem that nice, but
I never met him.
Yes.
Ed Gein?
Ed Gein, yeah, there's a good example.
He was known for his lampshades. And AJ, are you a Minnesota kid? I have no idea if you never talk about your heritage.
Yeah, I'm from Fridley.
I never met anybody nice from Fridley, but maybe you're the first. No, that's not true. A lot of
Wait a minute.
Fridley. Fridley's great.
Bilski's from Fridley.
I said Fridley's great. I was kidding. Just to take a shot at him. By the way, I love Bilski's commercial where he talks about the dentist. I call him painless. It's wonderful.
Such a Bilski thing to do.
Yeah. He's a wonderful man.
Oh, don't say that. Now I got to be nice.
No, he is. He's a great guy. I mean, Tom, I got to be honest with you. Every friend of yours that I've met has been terrific. They're all good guys.
They are, yeah, they are. I don't put up with
them. No, he's a good guy too.
Frinthal.
I really like Doug.
Oh, Doug's.
Did he make his announcement? Because I saw something on.
Not yet. I don't
media.
think.
Okay.
I don't think he has yet.
Where he's going to be?
Maybe he'll come on the show.
Well, I'm making the announcement here. Yeah, why not?
Indeed.
Get a lot of pub out of it. Why not go into that thing? So, but anyway, I mean, I remember when I was the beat writer for the Vikings in the mid '80s for like 5 or 6 years, and like '84 is my first year. The season's over after the Super Bowl. I'd go on vacation. They'd have me covering other things. Now it is a full-time job. There is sport news with the NFL every single day. And which is great. I mean, I love it that there's all this stuff going on and all this news. And I also, this is not a shot at Kevin O'Connell, but Justin Fields goes to the Steelers for a 6th-round pick, which is unbelievable. But they happen to have a coach who can adapt to the quarterback and make him build an offense around what they have. They have Russell Wilson and now Justin Fields. Yeah. Similar games. Both could run. Now, Wilson doesn't run as much as Fields does, but I give credit to Pittsburgh for saying, you know what? We can make this work because they'll build the team around his talents. The reason I think he went for a 6, so many other coaches like O'Connell, they've got their system, and they have to get a guy that will run and be the type of guy they want in their system. And Justin Fields is not that type of player because he doesn't want a running quarterback, he being O'Connell.
Yes.
So I don't so they limit themselves. And I I keep going back and forth. I really want them to take J.J. McCarthy, but if they took Drake May, my only problem with that is name one North Carolina quarterback who was good.
Mitch Trubisky.
Trubisky. Well, Daniel Jones is a North Carolina quarterback too.
Oh, is he? Okay.
But you got Sam Howell, you got Trubisky. I mean, there's guys, but none of them have ever really come in and been lights out in the NFL. Now, maybe Drake May's the exception. It seems like this move is intended to go up to where New England is because of that connection, which I'm sure Jutter, the other guy, Phil Mackey.
Yeah, thanks for listening to the show again, Bob. That's great. Yeah,
hey,
perfect.
Even if I listened, I might have forgot his name. No, he's a good guy. But anyway, that Josh McCown connection where he coached May in high school. But that's maybe that's a nice side story. But I don't know it's going to get them up to the third pick. It could though.
Possibly.
Again, if you're New England, maybe you want to load up on draft picks. You need to. You got nothing going on there.
It's true.
And then get a quarterback later. And they did keep in mind their best quarterback was a 5th round pick, the GOAT. Maybe they think they'll go later and find something.
Works for me.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna do your outro as Bob Sansevere.
All right, this will be an interesting thing. Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot for your time, Lastman.
Hey, see, the difference is you came up with Lastman's name.
Oh, you didn't?
I struggled to find with Phil for a second. I dropped off.
Listen to him. At least I had to think about it. Oh, God, okay.
Why'd you bring up Lastman? That's a blast from the past.
What's wrong with Lastman? I
Would he
love
die?
working with Lastman. No, he did not die. Jesus. I like
kidding.
working with Lastman. I'm one of the few people that ever liked working with Lastman. So
I got along with him too.
Yeah, you did, absolutely.
Yeah, I had no problem with him. He's burning up the radio waves where it's St. Cloud.
St. Cloud, I think he is. Yeah, absolutely.
Good for him.
All right, Home Smoke. We'll talk to you on Thursday, Friday.
Friday a holiday?
No, Friday. We're talking. Well, maybe we should make Friday a holiday.
Wouldn't be too hard to convince yourself of that.
My language.
Very true. All right, Sandy. Always a pleasure, sir.
I live for that. Even though you're fibbing a little.
I am not fibbing. I love
now,
working with
I live for it. Now I don't, but you're a loving guy, right?
Get away from me.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
Thanks, Annie. Bob Sansevere Sports is brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyer seeking justice for the injured. Contact Bradshaw and Bryant at minnesotapersonalinjury.com. That's minnesotapersonalinjury.com. I do love me some Sandy. There's no question about it. Nice Italian boy from Forked River, New Jersey. What do you think?
I might still just say he's from Newark.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Forked River.
Forked River, baby. We shall take a break. Be right back in a couple of seconds. Check out the news headlines for the day. When you go to a restaurant, you expect the chef to be an expert. Yes, I do. You expect your auto mechanic to be an expert when it comes to fixing your car, too. You judge them both by the results of their work. Josh Arnold is an expert in investments and planning your financial future. Josh Arnold is my expert, and he should be yours, too. I talk to Josh every week, and he understands the market, the economy, and he knows how to plan for your retirement. Don't put it off another day. The man with your plan is Josh Arnold. Call Josh now for a no-obligation 48-minute evaluation. You got nothing to lose, and you'll have an expert planning and managing your financial future. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
Hi, guys. It's Chris Egert from Channel 5 Morning News, along with my friends Megan Newquist and Ken Barlow. In the morning, we pride ourselves on sharing people's stories. I've been lucky enough to be part of this 5 Eyewitness News morning team for more than a decade now. This is where I've raised my kids and working alongside my friends for all these years. We're like a family, too.
We are family, Chris. Working with you and Ken and Hannah, it is such an honor to help folks start their day every morning on Channel 5. We get to catch people up on the news that's happening, and Hannah is here to keep an eye on the traffic around town.
And when it comes to weather, I know people rely on me to plan their day and get their family out the door. Over the last 10 years, there were so many memories and so many laughs. I just love sharing the forecast alongside you guys.
I feel the same way, Ken. To all you who start your day with us here on Channel 5, we think of you as family, too. Thanks for turning on 5 Eyewitness News in the mornings.
Have you enjoyed Minnesota's non-winter this year? Want to enjoy the warmth whenever you want? 2 Minnesotans can help you live that dream. Matt Carlson from Realty One Group Destination Key West grew up in Litchfield, Minnesota, started out helping his friends find homes locally and in Florida, and now he can help you. If you've considered living in the warmth of Florida, now is the time to reach out to your new friend in Realty, Matt Carlson. It's a buyer's market now, and your Minnesotan friend Matt can help you with a new home here or in the Florida Keys. And if you need some guidance with financing, Kristyn Eklund from Coast to Coast Mortgage can help. Kristyn is Matt's preferred lender, can finance anywhere in Florida, and like Matt is one of us, as she hails from the Sartell, Alexandria area. So if you're looking at a new home in Minnesota, or maybe that second home or retirement place in Florida, trust your new local friends. Contact Matt and Kristyn. Visit onekeywest.com. That's onekeywest.com, or call Matt at 612-791-2345, 612-791-2345, and work with local professionals you can trust.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
You damn right you are. There's no question about it. Just a couple of things in the news. Of course, Kristyn Burtt coming up in about 10 minutes, somewhere in there. Looking forward to that. I don't really understand this. The 10 unhealthiest drinks include a few surprises. What do they mean, unhealthy drinks? What the hell? I suppose like a malt, if you had drank a huge malt every day, that would not be all that healthy. But what do you think they mean?
Maybe like one of those like a rock star energy, or like one of those type of hopped up on different,
pretty much whatever has the most sugar in it. I would assume.
Yeah, I bet you guys are right. I bet you it's a sugar thing, isn't it? Okay, we're going to start at the bottom. The site Eat This Not That ranked the 25 unhealthiest drinks on the planet, and somehow, oh God, they try to be funny. I hate it when guys at delivery services, okay, I'll read what it says. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
And then at the end, you got to go, oh, that's hilarious.
All right.
Okay, you ready?
Yep, I got it.
The site Eat This Not That ranked the 25 unhealthiest drinks on the planet, and somehow turpentine didn't make the list. Why would you even print that? Let me explain to me. Why would you even print that? It's not funny.
I'm guessing eatthisnotthat.com does not have a good editor.
That would be a great list. Is just the unhealthiest things to drink. And it was like turpentine, gasoline, bleach, like it was all the stuff that's going to kill you.
Absolutely. Ooh, matter of fact, nice memory, Tevin. Thanks. I really appreciate kicking off my week thinking about a guy who was my neighbor, drank an entire bottle of Hilux and it killed him.
Oh.
Can you imagine how much that burned going down?
Nope. No thanks.
None for me, thank you. We're good to go. All right, so these are the 10. They rank them based on how much sugar they have, so you absolutely nailed it. It's the sugar that's the problem, and you might be drinking a few of these because you think they're healthy. Okay, here's number 10, Arizona green tea. It has 42 grams of sugar. Is that the one that's owned by Minnesotans, Arizona green tea? Weren't those guys from Minnesota originally?
I don't know about that, but those are like the 99-cent ones.
Yeah.
With the big cans.
This is going to be terrible for my gas station habits because I love Arizona.
The Muso Mango one was my
don't even get me started. Yes.
No, those are good. I agree with you guys. Number 9, Barks Root Beer. I like
that.
Barks
Makes
Root
sense.
Beer.
Yeah.
44 grams. You got Welch's Grape Juice, 44 grams. Be careful with the fruit juice in general. Well, I suppose. But fruit juice is healthy because it's natural.
But I have a feeling Welch is probably spices it up with loads and loads of sugar.
I forget what the word is, but there's a specific word where it's like it's not really juice if it's like juice drink on the label. Yeah, you have to find there's like specific things you can look for where it's less sugar.
Yeah. Mountain Dew. That's the first thing. I cannot stand the taste of Mountain Dew.
No.
You don't like it either?
No. I mean, as a kid, it was, it's fun. You get all jacked up on sugar, but as an adult, absolutely not.
Little caffeine and sugar going. There's caffeine in Mountain Dew too, isn't there? I think.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, yeah. But I just found this out. They have to label Mountain Dew as an energy drink in Europe because of how much sugar there is.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that. That works for me. Starbucks Frappuccino has 47 grams of sugar, the kind in the wide mouth glass bottle. I don't know what the hell he means. So it's off the store shelves.
Yeah. It's like a pre-made coffee drink.
Yep.
Well, that stuff is pretty good, though. I've had a Frappuccino before. It is good.
Yeah.
I mean,
in moderation.
In moderation, yeah. I don't know what this means. Number 5 is Naked Green Machine.
Really?
What the hell is that?
I would have thought Naked drinks were very healthy.
So Naked is a brand, and they make like smoothie drinks, bottles. So they have like a blueberry, raspberry one. Shocking to me because I feel like those are supposed to be super healthy.
Naked Green Tea, Naked Green Machine has 53 grams of sugar per bottle.
My God.
Uh-oh, you're in trouble again. We started with Arizona Green Tea at number 10. Number 4 is Arizona Sweet Tea, which is even worse at 53 grams as well.
I need the Arnold Palmer to stay off this list because that's like my go-to all the time.
Oh, we're getting toward the top now.
Uh-oh.
We're at number 3, Monster Energy Drink. I've never had one of those. Any good?
They're not my go-to for energy drinks, but they're very, very popular, especially in the extreme sports community.
That's so funny.
Yes.
Oh, what do you mean the extreme sports community? Was
like
that
your
BMX
dirt
and
biking and
motocross, yeah.
skateboarding. They sponsor all of those guys.
Oh, they do. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I've never been I'm not a tea guy anyway. I don't like tea. It's okay, but
that's fair.
Yeah.
A little coffee like a Frappuccino would be better than tea. I'm not a tea guy. Number 3 is Monster Energy Drink. Number 2 would be Naked Blue Machine Juice. What the hell is that?
They got a heck of a campaign ad like going over at Naked because up until just now, I thought those were incredibly healthy. That's why they're more expensive, all this other stuff. No, they're killing you. They're killing the children.
Diabetes.
Naked Blue Machine Juice has 55 grams of sugar in it.
Oh, my God.
But number 1 with 57 grams of sugar per can or bottle, Naked Mighty Mango Juice.
What is going on over at the Naked facility? My mind is blown. This is the most shocking list that we've gone over.
So Naked showed up twice on the list at number 5. 3 times. Naked showed up number 5, number 2, and number 1. They got 3 of the top 5 worst for you.
That's so crazy.
The fact that this healthy juice is worse for you than a Monster Energy drink is wild.
Yeah, I suppose all that. But aren't some people more? Their bodies are more accepting of sugar than others. I would assume.
Yeah, I'm sure that some people can process higher amounts of sugar better than other people, but
that's what I'm thinking.
Like 60 grams though in one little, what supposedly is like a fruit drink, is absurd. Yeah. Absurd.
No, I think that's exactly right. So apparently, sugar's now a fruit. Is that basically what they're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I settle down with it. I don't really drink much of that stuff. I drink this stuff now that I really like. It's called Virgil's.
Yeah.
You guys ever seen Virgil's?
Yeah, your black cherry, right?
Black cherry, and this is cream soda, vanilla cream soda, which is really good.
Cream soda.
Delicious. It is magnificent. There's no getting around that, ladies and gentlemen. So now, and again, I'm reading right off the list. It said 57 grams of sugar, 0 calories, 0 sugar.
Look at you. And Tom, because you were talking about the Arizona guy, you thought he might be from Minnesota. He's actually from Flatbush in New York. But
really,
it came up that selling these 99-cent drinks, net worth estimated $4.4 billion as of August 2022. So he's doing all right. 99-cent drinks, making billions of dollars.
So you get billions of dollars for poisoning people.
But it tastes so good.
It tastes good as you're dying. That is so amazing. It's funny because I was just Catherine and I were screwing around looking at houses, not to buy or anything. Just we're looking at the most expensive places to live in America.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a lot of places to live in America. There was this one house, and I didn't even think it was that nice a looking house, right? I mean, it looked okay, but it looked more like a corporate office than a house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's on the market. It's got 11 bedrooms, 15 bathrooms, and it's on the market. You can buy it today if you call right now for $187 million for a house.
Yeah, it's a little out of my price range.
But whose price range is? Oh, so Jeff Bezos or X-Man can buy it, and that's about it.
I could have gone up to like 150 million, but it's that it's that extra 37 million that's really pushed me over.
Hailed them down over like $750,000 or closing costs.
No inspection fee, I promise.
You know, it's really weird because we vacation and go move around and all the rest of that stuff. You know what amazes me is from 10, 12 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, it might be, but I think it's more like 10 or 12 years. You could buy a condo on the ocean in Florida for about $3 million, which we thought was a hell of a lot of money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are now $11 million. $11 million for a 3,000 square foot condo.
Ooh.
It's a lot of money, man.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, it's not. You're not going to see me living on a beach anytime soon.
No, thank you. I'll walk over and take a walk on it, but I'm not paying $11 million to look at it. No, thank you. We will take a break and we'll be right back in a couple of minutes. Kristyn Burtt, we got to find out if she lives on the ocean out in L.A. Do you think so?
I would assume so. She just wakes up and walks out her back door, and it's sand immediately at the doorstep.
Yep.
AJ, you're agreeing with that?
Yeah, I think so. I think she sets up shop right outside, catches up on the latest and greatest entertainment news, just each side. Yeah.
I love it. There's no question about it. We will be right back in a couple of minutes. Kristyn Burtt will join us right after this.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President and Chief Lending Officer at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Michael Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a locally owned and operated community bank, we work with many multi-generational businesses.
Take Personal Care Dentistry of Roseville, for example. Dr. Walter Hunt, also known as Painless to Me, has been a longtime customer of the bank since we opened the bank in 1998.
When his son Kyle was ready to join the practice, they wanted to expand quickly.
With their additional space and equipment, they now are able to see more patients each day while providing the same level of care and service.
Okay, guys, I'll take it from here. If you run a family business or any kind of business for that matter, you should be banking with Brad and Mike over at North American Banking Company. Every time I deal with them or their team, I know I'm working with experienced professional bankers. So why not bank with my banker? North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Recently, Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC was contacted by a company that does on-site sales. Jim was confused.
Wait, they don't know anything about us, our staff, our reputation, most importantly, our customers.
Hey, pal, no problem. We do them all over the country. Get the manager off the roof sale, inflatable gorilla sale, and our favorite, the 13-hour sale with a giant clock that goes to 13. Urgency, baby. We bring our crew because, well, your people are, let's just say, a little laid back.
And the pricing?
Nothing special, sport.
But Jim thought we price competitively every day. Our prices are special. We definitely don't need these guys. But sale does convey some urgency, so we made a bold decision for his fine dealerships.
Announcing the Valley Buick GMC 365-day sale. And we can even extend it a couple years or so.
I got the air dancer guy, scratch-offs, plastic keys, bubble machine.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley or Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Hurry.
The new Tom Barnard Show is proud to have partners like Bradshaw & Bryant, MyPillow, and North American Banking Company founder, chairman, and president, Mike Bilski.
I've advertised on Tom's show for years, and the reason is simple. My business is recognized because of the ads, and that recognition has created growth. What business doesn't want to grow? I highly recommend the Tom Barnard Morning Show for your advertising.
Grow results for your business by partnering with the Tom Barnard Show. Visit TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner. You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Kristyn Burtt Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. So, Kristyn, have you ever done television news?
I've not done television news.
You do television entertainment.
Yes.
Entertainment news.
Entertainment news, but not on a news program. Does that make sense?
Well, you should still be on. We got because I'm going to have all the a lot of former and current female news anchors on the family show starting today. Pat Miles, I don't know if you remember Pat Miles when you lived up here. She's going to be on with us today. Pat's a dear old friend of mine, as a matter of fact. So we're going to have a couple of women on a week talking about how women changed the news business because you did.
That's going to be so interesting.
That should be really good.
Yeah, because a lot of them probably entered when it was an old boys club. So
Oh yeah, kind of like this show when you're on every
I know.
morning.
I'm like stepping into the boys club.
The boys club.
Me in London, here to like break down and shatter glass ceilings.
London, good kitty. And I'll give this to you. I already told Tevin and AJ this morning. I was taking a walk this morning, and I swear to God, on my block, every single person who lives on this block has a dog. Everyone. I mean, everybody. Some of them have 2 dogs, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm walking down the street, getting my 3.5 miles in this morning, and this couple's coming. They're very, very nice people, really nice people. And they go, oh, look, puppy, here comes your uncle. And I said, could you not refer to me as Uncle Tom? That'd be really great if you didn't, but, I mean, Uncle Tom's a little harsh.
How about Uncle Tommy?
Uncle Tommy. There we go with Uncle Tommy.
Uncle Tommy.
That's much better. Much, much better. Kristyn, I don't even remember the name. We've been on a hot streak. I've been talking about a lot of stuff that I've really liked on television, all the rest of it. There are a couple of things I'm having a hard time getting through. There's one, what the hell is the one called? Something, Apples. It's like
Oh,
Apple.
yeah. You're talking about I was mentioning this, I think, on Friday.
Yeah, you were, yeah.
Yeah, Annette Bening's new show, Apple Never Falls.
Apple Never Falls. Very mediocre.
Oh, you don't like it?
The acting is terrible.
Oh.
Don't you think?
No, I actually have enjoyed it so far.
But you're a disaster.
You're a disaster.
No, you.
Yeah, let's just do this back and forth as much as possible.
Brother. 10 minutes.
10 minutes of no, you're the worst. Well, I mean, I honestly, I don't think Annette Bening can do any wrong in my eyes.
No,
I think she's such a fabulous actress.
I think the leads in it are pretty good. The supporting cast. Oh, really? Is that what you think? I mean, it's like, oh, God. No, the leads are good. You're absolutely. Oh, who's the guy, her husband again? He's really good.
Oh, Sam Neill.
Oh. Sam Neill. There you go.
Sam Neill. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because he's really good at it. It's just the younger actors are not very good in it. They're just not.
Well, it can't meet the classics,
Well, I suppose maybe that's true. It's a good story.
It's a great story. And, I do think, and this is something, the acting training is very different now.
Yes,
versus when Annette Bening came up. And I do think that you can see the actors who have put in their time working in theater tremendously, doing the studying, doing the acting work, the scene study, the monologues, versus some of the people that just become famous because they're really cute or they're social media stars. And, there's a lot more gravitas behind like a Meryl Streep or a Annette Bening.
There's a lot more feeling behind their delivery, a lot more emotion. I mean, and it's not just because they're young. It's just a new era of acting where there's no emotion in their delivery at all. I heard you called me a name. Why, yes, I did. What about it? Well, don't.
That's how I act.
There it is right there.
I've had to read lines for my husband if he's had an audition, and I'm like, hello, what are you doing? And he's like, oh my God, that's what you're giving me? And I'm like, you're an actor. Act off of what I'm giving you.
Oh, so it's on him, not you.
Yeah.
Okay. The Gentleman's good. You had talked about The Gentleman, I believe, and that's really, really good. It's a British show. AJ, you've been watching it?
No, I've seen the advertisements for it, and it's on my list. It looks intriguing. Do you like it so far?
It's really weird, wouldn't you say, Kristyn?
I haven't been watching The Gentleman.
You haven't seen it
yeah.
yet? It's very, very odd. It all starts with this guy inherits a castle from his father. His father's dying, so he's going to inherit this magnificent mansion on tons of acreage in England. Turns out Dad's pissed off at the oldest boy who was supposed to inherit it all, gives it all to the second oldest son, and it's been a problem since the first moment of the show.
I do want to watch it. I love Theo James. I
Yes.
adored him in White Lotus. Did you guys see White Lotus?
Mm-hmm.
He was in season 2.
I told AJ and Tevin not to watch it because there was that wiener scene in section. What is it?
I
Segment
think that's
2?
exactly where they would like it.
Oh well.
There's there's wieners, there's butts, there's boobs. There's a lot of interesting things to see.
All body
I
parts.
honestly think that, to be honest, seriously, season 1 and season 2, I think it's some of the best television that's kind of entertaining.
Yeah.
Continues a story, always has like a thread from the different resorts, which we're going to get with season 3 because season 3 is taking place in Thailand. I'm looking forward to it.
When's that start?
Unfortunately, not until 2025, thanks to the strike.
Really?
Yeah. So they're filming it now. But unfortunately, due to everyone's schedules and everything else, it's been tough getting certain shows off the ground because actors had priorities. Like if they already had a movie lined up and, you have to go and take the TV show took, second place and then they have to work around that schedule. It's happened like, a good example of this, Sarah Jessica Parker has And Just Like That on HBO Max. You would think that was her priority, but during the strike, she had lined up a show with her husband, Matthew Broderick, in the West End. They were doing Plaza Suite. So actually all of the filming for And Just Like That had to get pushed back because of that. So there was a lot of that happening. So
But I do think that streaming you can't really call it national television anymore because it's streaming. It's not really television. I mean, it's on television, but it's
confusing. I would say it's confusing sometimes because oftentimes a movie drops in a theater and drops on streaming at the same time. And you're like, well, that's TV. How does it get nominated for an Oscar? But as long as it meets those requirements of being in a theater for at least a month, it qualifies for an Oscar. And but I think for a lot of people, they're like, but I saw that on Netflix first, or I saw that on Apple TV first. And if people don't pay attention to what the Oscar rules are, and who does outside of someone like me who works in the industry, it's confusing to think what actually is TV and what actually is film.
Is that a good idea to put it on both formats at the same time?
It's interesting. I watched Ricky Stanicky this weekend.
Loved it.
I loved it too. And I thought this was a movie that should have been in theaters. Did you think that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
My thought on this, even if it was just like a month run, just say, hey, we're going to drop in theaters for a month.
Right.
And then you can catch it on Amazon Prime. Because what we're missing at theaters, we've got the big event films, we've got the original stories that we've all gone to the theaters for. We're missing those good, fun comedies that you're just like, I had a tough week. I want to go watch a stupid, fun comedy. And I mean stupid fun in the most complimentary way. Just to kind of ignore what happened this week. I had a tough week at home or a tough week on the job. You go to the theater and you just sit there for 2 hours and you have so much fun. That's what I had with Ricky Stanicky, but it was on my couch.
He was amazing in that movie.
John Cena is really interesting because, you have someone, there's other people who have followed this path and paved this path for him. I think of Arnold Schwarzenegger, coming from like a fitness background and moving into action films. But John Cena is a good actor. I don't look at Arnold Schwarzenegger and go, oh, that's a great actor. He's a great action star. No, exactly. But John Cena is a really good comedian.
My favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger line, I can't remember the movie. I think it was Running Man, but I'm not sure. I saw him downstairs. His wife, who did you see? Al from work. I'm like, oh my God. It's just hideous.
It's bad, but he's charismatic in his own way and obviously had a very successful career because of it. But John Cena, if he plays his career correctly, he could find himself in a really interesting dramatic role on TV or in movies. And I'm kind of hoping that his team is setting him up for this because he has the potential to be a pretty interesting actor on the scene. I don't know. After watching Ricky Stanicky, I was like, this was, and you even forget that Zac Efron is in it. Like Zac Efron plays a secondary character to John Cena. And you're just like, oh yeah, that's Zac Efron, who used to be huge, and now he's playing second banana to John Cena.
But he was good.
He was good. But to me, when I think of that movie, I almost forget that Zac Efron's in it.
I know, because you're absolutely right. I mean, it's all about John Cena. There is no question about that. Now, Tevin and AJ, have you seen Ricky Stanicky?
Yeah, I also watched it over the weekend. Jermaine Fowler is in it, which I loved working with him in the House of Comedy. I wish he had more of a comedic presence because I think he's a lot funnier than what they wrote him in that movie. And then Andrew Santino as well, another famous comedian that they both played second fiddle, like you're saying, to John Cena, which is hard to believe.
Yeah, and it was like refreshing, kind of like it was a different take on a story that I felt like I've seen before, if that makes sense. So I expected to like it a lot less, but it was very pleasant, despite having some kind of like, whoa, that's an interesting scene with John Cena or something like that. Like I didn't expect to watch John Cena perform a circumcision. Yes. Spoiler alert.
With it, and I won't spoil the whole thing, but with a unique instrument.
Yes.
And I think too, it starts off with such a bad idea. Like if you had told your wife, like, oh my gosh, I have to go on a work trip, even though it's your baby shower, like you'd be dead in your household. But it actually, the way it takes off and takes that turn, you actually lean into it and aren't taken out of the whole story going, that would never happen. I think that because they wrote it tightly enough that you go, okay, this makes sense. They're setting up for Ricky Stanicky actually to come onto the scene.
Whoever made up that name, Ricky Stanicky, I love that, because we did that when we were kids. If we couldn't remember someone's name, we'd just make it up. Like my name was Tom Brainerd to about half the guys I went to school with. I've heard of Brainerd before, never heard of Barnard. So I was Tom Brainerd automatically.
I used to get, where's Ernie?
Oh, Bert and Ernie have.
Bert and Ernie.
Bert and Ernie.
Where's Ernie?
What the hell? All right. Any good tips coming up in the next couple of weeks?
I'll talk a little later in the week. I'm going to talk about another new show that's coming up. You're probably going to hate it. I'm going to love it. Palm Royale with Kristen Wiig. That's coming up on Apple TV. But just one quick note that I wanted to mention. They have finally taken a look at all the ratings since we've had the strike, and TV viewership is up.
Good.
They didn't lose viewers. So you're looking at old shows like, SVU, NCIS, up like 5-6% this season, even with only 5-6 episodes, 10 episodes coming their way. So glad to hear that the audiences are back.
Is it unusual? I know we only got about a minute left, but is it unusual that a woman and her husband tend to like the same type of shows, or the longer you're together, you tend to kind of move to the middle? Is there a reason for it?
No, you and Catherine, to me, are an anomaly because Bill and I mean, we did watch Ricky Stanicky together, but I can't stand his shows. He will tolerate my shows. And
so he's nice to you, but you're not nice to him.
Oh, I just don't want to waste my time. I'm super honest. I don't want to watch another episode of Star Trek or The Mandalorian. So
I agree.
If I'm there for, a few hours, I'm going to go and do something else.
Is it unusual, and I guess this is for you, Kristen, and Tevin, and AJ as well, I don't like all that. Star Trek was fine back in the day and all the rest, but all that, what's the big series now in the outer space? What the hell's it called? There's been about 15 of them, for Christ's sake. There's a movie out right now. It's about they're in outer space and whatever the hell it is. Doesn't matter. It's just terrible.
Oh, Dune? Are you thinking of a Dune?
I haven't seen Dune. Is
Dune's
that any
the
good?
big movie at the theaters right now.
Any good?
It's the second part is much better than the first.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, much stronger.
What are you smiling about, AJ?
No, just that was a nice way of saying that the first one kind of stunk.
Yeah.
It's polite. Yeah. And you know what, though? I will say that's unusual because usually this sophomore outing of a franchise is the weaker one. So
yeah,
this one's moving in a better direction.
All right. Well, Catherine and I will be shoulder to shoulder while you and your husband do nothing but argue. What do you think?
We don't argue.
You don't even argue. You just won't do it. You just won't do it.
No, and he knows that, and it's a respected agree to disagree thing in our household. Now, if he's like, I want to watch a TV show, I'm like, great, go ahead. TV's all yours. We only have one TV in our house, so
really
we don't watch a ton of TV. So
see, we have to have two because I get up at about 3 hours before Catherine. If I slept till noon, I'd still be awake 3 hours before Catherine.
Oh, that's me, but I'd like to go out. I like to go outside and take a walk and enjoy the day. I don't want to turn on the TV.
I understand.
Yeah.
Another brilliant report, sister.
All right. Well, we'll see you tomorrow.
Looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Kristyn Burtt Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabankco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Okay, before you go, Tevin, you have a pretty steady girlfriend, do you not?
Yep. Yeah.
And AJ, you do as well?
Yep.
Do you tend to agree on TV shows to watch, or are you polar opposites?
I'd say most of the time polar opposites.
Yeah.
But
that's how it
every
usually
once in a while
is.
we'll align on something.
I would say my relationship sort of is like what Kristyn was just talking about, where like we definitely have a lot of the same stuff, but Sam, my girlfriend, she also watches a lot of like true crime documentaries and like maybe some reality shows. And I'm like, yeah, you go ahead and you watch those without me or whenever else. But there's a lot of stuff that we definitely see eye to eye on, for sure.
I wonder why it is that Catherine and I tend to like the exact same things. I suppose you've been together that long. Maybe that's part of it.
Yeah, but just like your taste has shifted to one another's, I bet.
Yeah, that's probably true. We both moved to the middle.
Yeah.
We tend to really, I mean, there are a couple of things she likes that I don't care for. Same with me. But that's why we have two TV. Well, plus fact, like I said, I get up 3 hours earlier than her. So I go in my little TV studio room here and watch things. But yeah, I guess it's very unusual for a woman and her husband to like the same things. And I didn't even know that. But I guess that's the truth, right?
Well, hey, you guys are setting a new standard.
Yep.
That we've changed the world, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
All right, pallies, we will talk to you tomorrow.
Yep, talk to you then.